we interrupt your regular programming to bring you this special AM 1450 live sports broadcast.
No score on that board, Mike. Feels like a prize fight, the beginning of a heavyweight prize fight where each opponent sort of feels out the weaknesses of the other one. Yeah, each of them getting in a couple of heavy body shots along the way here. We'll see who softens up first.
Hey, oh! Stop. Wait a minute.
He's got a man open. He hits him 20 yards, 30 yards, still on his feet, 40, and he will score all the way down. Call that a 65-yard touchdown for the Catoctin Cougars. Wow, and in a sudden turn of events in the momentum of this game, on a long bomb, perfectly dropped right in the bucket from Zachary Scott. Man, he hit him in stride right over top of the defender, right into his outstretched arm. And then it was just a foot race.
Let me tell you a little something. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up.
Musselman, shotgun formation, takes a snap, looks right. Naked backfield, runs the draw. There's nobody around him. He's got room. He's still on his feet down the 20. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown, Leonore Lancer on a 50-yard run from the line of scrimmage. Quarterback draw by Nathaniel Musselman.
Come show me, come on, dance. Jump on it.
They go to their power NFL Pro set. They hand off to the deep back straight ahead. Touchdown, Walkersville Lions. Low man wins on that one, Dave.
Good blocking from the backfield and a nice surge from the offensive line.
Well, that was an impressive drive that started out all the way back on the 27-yard line for Walkersville, and they just shoved that ball down Tuckson's throat. Let's get ready to rumble! Ladies and gentlemen, to Walkersville High School, home of the Lions, and we are here for Friday Night Lights playoff football. That's right, it's playoff football. The Walkersville Lions hosting the Century Knights here. My name is Michael Betteridge. I'll be doing your play-by-play, joined here in the press box with Coach Bill Tyler. Bill, how's it look out there?
Well, it's a pretty exciting night up here, and we're in for a good night of football. And I tell you, Walkersville's going to be a tough opponent for our Carroll County team that came up this year. Yeah,
no doubt about it. Well, we're going to bring you a great football game tonight here, and we've got a couple going on around the county. 5 Frederick County teams playing tonight. We'll keep you updated on those scores and much, much more. We are just about 5 minutes away from the opening coin toss, and so we're going to bring you a little pregame information. We want to thank tonight's game sponsors for making this possible. Anytime Fitness, China Walk, Clustered Spires Golf Course, Computer Enhancement Systems, and that's former coach and player here, Rich Robertson. That's Cousins Ace Hardware in Thurmont, David's Salon, just right up the street from the high school here, Gettysburg Auto Auction, Nanny's Diner, and finally Walkersville Bowling Center. Thanks for sponsoring tonight's 2A West regional semifinal football game here at Walkersville High School. And Bill, Walkersville has the #1 point average in the entire Maryland 2A, not just the 2A West, but the entire state of Maryland, ranked number 8 in the state.
I tell you what, Walkersville is they have a program. They just don't have a team. They have been building this for years, and I tell you, they proved it week after week. They're tough, line of scrimmage. They're big guys up front, get things moving. They got great running backs, and they're going to be tough tonight, Mike.
The Walkersville's played Century 4 times in its history, in 04, 05, 07, and 08. They lost the last 2 games in 07 and 08. They're 1-3 against Century, so interesting information there, huh?
Yeah, well, Century's got a good passing attack. They got a good team. You know, in Carroll County they're one of the top teams in the county, and they definitely deserve that. They play hard, they're tough, and they're coming out to play tonight.
So, Coach, you know this personally because you coach at FSK, and you've played both of these teams here this year. The FSK, is it the Eagles?
Yep, FSK Eagles. Yeah, we played both of them earlier in the year, and Walkersville, like I said before, is just a dominant program. Century, very good, talented football team. They run, they throw, in between the tackles, they're pretty tough too. But like I said, that frontage up there for Walkersville is going to be a pretty tough chore for those guys tonight.
Well, Joe Paulus brings his team in. Of course, Joe is a graduate, Walkersville graduated here in 1985. Comes in with a record of 53-25. This is their first unbeaten regular season since 1992. You know what's scary? These kids are all juniors.
Yeah.
They're not even peaking.
Well, that's what I say. They've got a lot of youth coming up. They're going to be tough for a couple years to come. Like I said, they got a program. They've worked hard at it. They got a weight room ethic. They got a good rec program putting into this. So, there's a lot of good things going on with this program.
Well, this program fell 1 point short of a state championship against Patuxent at Ravens Stadium last year, and I know what their eyes are set on. But tonight, everybody is 0-0. Everybody starts out with a 0 record, and it's one and done.
Yeah, that's correct. They're going to be pretty tough. I think it's one of those things where they're going to, the newness of them, the youngness of them last year, the maturity now has come back tenfold.
All right, we'll step aside for a short break. We'll be right back with the rest of the football.
Okay, here are 5 important reasons why your son or daughter should play a high school sport.
Number 1.
High school sports teach valuable life lessons like self-discipline, sportsmanship, and time management skills.
2.
Teens who play a high school sport have better grade point averages and fewer disciplinary problems.
Number 3.
High school sports help fight teen obesity and substance abuse.
Here's number 4.
High school sports provide wholesome, constructive after-school activity, perfect for today's families.
And number 5.
And high school sports are safer than ever before. Injury surveillance and research, better equipment, and the continuing education programs for coaches provided by state and national athletic associations have made high school sports safer than ever before.
This message presented by the Maryland Public Secondary Schools Athletic Association and the Maryland State Athletic Directors Association.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Walkersville High School. As I mentioned, there's a lot of other games going on around the county. The Oakdale Bears hosting the Tuscarora Titans, and over at Damascus High School, the Hornets are hosting the Linganore Lancers, and we will keep you updated on all those scores and much, much more. But we got a game here tonight to focus on for sure. And I gave you a little bit of a pregame on the Walkersville side. Let's take a peek at the Century Knights, who come in from Carroll County. Century is coached by Coach Jim Holzman. In his 9th year in the 2A West, they have a record of 8-2, ranked 64th in the state of Maryland. You know what? I'll tell you what. They had a tough game last week at Liberty. They lost 38-0 last week, and that broke an 8-game win streak for them, and cost them the county title.
Yeah, like I said, Liberty is peaking at right time. We played them late in the season there, and they got a strong passing attack and running attack. But to beat Century like that was a surprise.
Yeah, it is impressive. So they come in here in the 4th seed, facing the number 1 seed, not only in the 2A West, but in the state of Maryland in the 2A high school division. So they got their work cut out for them tonight. But hey, in the playoffs, anybody can win. But you know what's interesting, Bill, is this is the first Frederick County team they've faced this year. They haven't played any Frederick County teams, so they're in for a bit of a surprise, I think.
Yeah, well, there's good football in Carroll County, and you can't put that aside. But Frederick County has its share, too. You got Middletown, you got Walkersville, and then you got those other big 3A teams that we can speak about. But Walkersville is going to be a tough opponent tonight, but let's see what those Century Knights can bring to the table.
Well, they've got a great player. This Anthony Perrone has 37 receptions for 539 yards and 3 TDs. And if that weren't enough, the kid has got 9 interceptions on the defensive side of the ball this year. So they got some good football players over there.
Yeah, there's no doubt he's a player. He's an impact player. But, Century has a bunch of them, too. Just looking at them coming up through the year, they have a program started over there too. So I tell you, in Carroll County, they're starting to be a force.
Excellent. All right. Well, both team captains are at midfield, holding their hands and taking the toss, the midfield coin toss, as they decide, as the referees explain the rules to them and wish them success tonight. We'll be bringing you all of the live game action. As soon as we get the coin toss here, we'll step aside for a quick break, and we'll be right back after this important commercial message from one of our great sponsors.
The following are 5 reasons you should go bowling. Walkersville Bowling Center, located on Biggs Ford Road, is the only duck pin bowling center and family fun center in Frederick County. 2, it's a weatherproof sport. Rain or shine, Walkersville Bowling Center is open 7 days a week with 10 lanes of fun. 3, it's a family affair, a healthy, wholesome sport that the entire family can enjoy. 4, it's affordable. From youth to senior leagues, children's party specials, and karaoke every Saturday night, there's something for everyone. And finally, when was the last time you heard anyone cheer for you?
That's right, Walkersville Bowling Center, one of the top 10 duck pin bowling centers in the country. You check it out today. So both teams have shaked hands. The coin toss has been completed, and we are ready. Bill, did you catch the who won the coin toss out there?
I didn't catch that right now.
Okay, well, wait till they break out of their huddles. They're huddled in front of their respective benches right now, getting ready to go, and we'll wait for them to break out and see. I believe, well, we'll just wait and see. 6 referees on the field today, and here comes Walkersville.
Looks like they're kicking off.
Yeah, Walkersville is setting it up to kick off to Century. They're kicking off left to right on your radio dial, and this field is east to west, so they're kicking to the east. And there's a strong wind blowing out of the west, so they'll have the wind at their back for this first half as they tee it up right on the 40. Walkersville in their dark blue uniforms with the gold pants, blue helmets, and gold piping, blue lettering. Century in its road white on black, and there's a high end-over-end kick. Taking a one-hopper at the 10, out to the 15, cuts right, 20, and slammed down at the 19-yard line. Whoa, what a hit. He ran into a truck, Bill.
Yeah, I tell you what, their kickoff coverage is excellent. They seal those seams up pretty good, and they stay in their lanes, and when they bring it.
So they spotted it on the 19. It'll be 1st and 10. Century has the ball on its own 19 as they break the huddle out to the line of scrimmage now. 2 receivers split wide right. They've got slot left with an I formation behind the quarterback, and we're ready. They hit the up back on a straight dive as they fake the pitch, and he doesn't get much, maybe a yard or 2 on the carry there. So they lost. It looks like they lost a yard on that, Bill.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that edge player that they've got over there, he's a player to watch. Let's see.
Talking about Gleason?
Gleason, yeah.
Shotgun formation. He's in the pistol. All the receivers go long. He's looking for the quick out, and he throws it in the turf right in front of him, incomplete. So that'll bring up 3rd and 11 for the Knights. So what they try to do, flood the zone on that?
Yeah, what they did is they tried to get the flat, hit the first bubble out there, and you see Walkersville covered that up pretty good.
All right, 3rd and long for the Knights with their backs against the end zone. They go with trips right. 5 receivers in the pattern, all split out wide. It's a wide open. They got a quick out, and he breaks the tackle on one, and he's driven ahead, but I don't think he got a couple, maybe 4 at the most.
Yeah, he dumped that thing off, but as you can see, the Walkersville is rallying to the football pretty quick.
Right. So that's going to bring up 4th, and we'll call it 7. With the ball now on the 21-yard line as the punting unit comes onto the field. He'll be punting from the 5-yard line, and he's punting into the wind, so let's see if he can get a leg into it. It's going to be a tough one for him. Long snap count. Oh, the ball one hops to the punter. Almost got a block. Little contact there. I don't see any flags as the ball takes a Middletown bounce, but it's only a net 15.
Dude, that was he almost got that.
All right, Walkersville has it 1st and 10 in the I formation as Gant steps up to center. Wing right, one receiver split to the wide side of the field. They have some motion, handoff to the deep back on ISO left, and he runs into a stack of players, only about a yard on the carry. They're going to spot that at the 33-yard line. Be 2nd and 9. Quickly to the line of scrimmage. Gant brings him out again, looks over the defense, taking his time. Wing left now. Wing goes into motion. He hands off to the wing around behind the backs, and they run straight ahead off tackle. I like that play. That was a nice play, the wing in motion.
Yeah, it's a little misdirection there. They look like a little counter move there. But I tell you what, Century's playing at baseline up there, 6-man front, and they're blocking things up in the A gap and B gap pretty well so far in the first two carries here.
3rd and 4 for the Lions as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Ball spotted on the 28-yard line in Knight's territory, showing all kinds of blitz. They go straight ahead off tackle, got some running room, 1st down yardage. They move the chains.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, Mike, on that, when you start to muddle up and around in the middle there, you need to make a play, because once they break through that first line of scrimmage, it's going to be a big play.
Well, they were dancing around with those linebackers, showing blitz and all kinds of silliness, but they really couldn't stop the push. That one was won at the line of scrimmage. Here we go, 1st and 10. The ball on the 23. Hand off to the up back, straight ahead, right in the gap, and he slices through for about 2 or 3 on the carry.
I'll tell you what, Mike, those front 5 for Walkersville is really starting to move a little bit. The backers for Century stepping up in film, but that's a tough chore with those big guys up front.
The ball sits inside the 20. We'll call it the 19, where it's 2nd and 6 for the Lions as Gant brings them up. Wing right, I formation. Hand off to the deep back off right tackle. He fakes it, pulls it in, he throws out in the flat, but he's out of bounds. Incomplete.
There's a little play action there. Yeah, nice little toss. Just didn't quite get his feet in bounds there.
Well, he fooled me. I thought for sure he was running that ISO again, and he froze all the linebackers and just ran out of real estate. They came to the near side, which is the weak side of the field. That made it a little tough. They ran out of real estate.
Yeah, they sure did.
That's going to bring up 3rd and 6 now as they go to the power I. They run straight off tackle. He breaks one tackle, sticks his nose in, churning and driving, and he's driven out of bounds, but he did not get the 1st down yardage all the way down to the 15-yard line. That's going to – let's see what kind of mark they get on that. He's going to be short by about 2, but we're in 2-down territory down there in high school.
Yeah, I tell you what, Century on that play, they played pretty tough. They scraped over the top to that nice front run down there, and they played that very well.
Back into power I again, 3 backs in the backfield, handoff to the deep back, running behind those 2. He's into the secondary, standing up into the end zone. Touchdown, Walkersville Lions.
Yeah, Mike, needs to grain up there. When those linebackers get a little bit tight, he had a free road into the end zone.
So Walkersville strikes on the poor punt. Great field position. They drive it all the way down from their own 38, and they score. Here comes the extra point attempt now. They put 6 on the board, looking to make it 7 as they spot the ball right on the 10-yard line. The holder is ready.
He's 205 pounds.
There's the snap, the set, the kick is up, and the kick is good. And Walkersville jumps out to a 7-0 lead here at Walkersville High School on their opening possession of the game. Very impressive drive, and I want to take this opportunity. I saw that, it reminded me, I see the flag and the fire engines going off there. Walkersville Volunteer Fire Department is here. I want to wish our veterans a very special thank you from us, from all of us, for their service and for all that they've done for us.
That's right, Mike. Without them, we wouldn't have the freedoms that we enjoy here, like on this Friday night at a high school playoff game.
That's right. And today is Veterans Day, and it is a great day to celebrate not just the sacrifices, but all of the families that are involved in this and are a part of this. And a special thank you to cousin Tony Pachi, who gave his life in Afghanistan, and a member of our family. Here we go. Here's the kickoff. High, deep, end-over-end kick. Taken at the 6, out to the 10, 15, still on his feet.
Yep. He
driven out of bounds.
I'll tell you what, Mike, they had a nice little return set up there. It didn't look too bad.
I thought he was going to cut it back up the middle for a second there. Didn't it look like he had the middle lane?
Yeah, he had a middle lane there, but I tell you what, Walkersville's pretty tough. They come down in those lanes, but we got a couple good blocks there on the inside. And I thought he made a nice return.
All right, here we go. The second possession for Century, their last one, unable to convert, as they go with the spread offense now. They've got the receivers out, split wide. Two wings with a pistol formation, wing in motion, handoff to the lone back straight ahead, and he's just swarmed in the backfield. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing there.
Those big Walkersville linemen are just playing line of scrimmage, and they're shutting things down in that off tackle area.
They certainly are. No gain on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. With the ball the nose of the ball just shy of the 30-yard line in Knights territory. Again, they go spread. A quick screen out to the wide receiver. He gets a little bit of a crease there and runs it up for about a 5-yard gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5 for the Knights.
Mike, that was a nice looking little rifle screen there. They set that up beautiful. They had nice execution on it. They picked up a good chunk of yardage on that. See what they do on 3rd down.
Well, we thought trying to throw the ball out here was going to be problematic because they've got about a 20-knot wind in their face. But so far they're able to hit the target.
Yeah, I think the key is, Mike, they're trying to hit some short stuff, trying to get the run game going a little bit. It's going to be tough in that window.
Timeout on the field. Not sure why they took timeout, but that'll give us an opportunity to step aside for a short commercial break. You're listening to AM 1450, and this is your source for great high school sports. We'll be right back.
Hey, yo, I can't do this anymore. I'm tired.
Never mind that. You gotta get in there and fight.
Fight? Nah, I'm not talking about the boxing match. I'm talking about that cheapo pizza I had last night. I need something more. I need something better.
Say no more, kid. Go to Starvin' Marvin Pizzeria and Grill. They make the tastiest New York-style pizza you'll ever have. Plus, they have wings, salads, gyros, and their Philly cheesesteaks are a knockout.
Did you say knockout?
Starvin' Marvin Pizzeria and Grill in Frederick, located on Crestwood Boulevard next to Food Line. Call us at...
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Century Knights come out of the huddle. They throw the ball. We're back with you here. They throw the ball on a quick out. We had a little technical difficulty there for a moment, so I reset the system. Apologize for that. But anyway, the Knights have the ball. It's 2nd and 11 now with the ball spotted on the 46-yard line. They got a first down on that last series on a 7-yard strike. Handoff. Off motion, they run right side of the line, but the door slammed shut pretty quickly. Not much there. It's going to bring up 3rd and long.
Yeah, Mike, they're pretty. Like I said, they're playing line of scrimmage. Walkersville is, and they're trying to shut that running game back inside the tackles there. But Century's seen some success on the perimeter a little bit. Let's see how they come back and deal with that.
Well, this is going to be a real test of their ability to convert because they're in a long yardage situation. Almost going to have to pass now as they go spread offense. Pistol formation, straight drop, left-handed quarterback, got a man. Oh, off his fingertips, he dropped it, and that was catchable. And the defensive coach is furious because he let him have that one.
Yeah, he was set up to make a pretty good game, possibly get pretty close to that first down marker. Went right off the tips of his fingers.
Yep.
Walkersville had pretty decent position, though, but still had the flats.
All right. So it's 4th and 9, and the Knights are going to have to punt it away with Walkersville up with a 7-0 lead here in the opening quarter of this game. He's going to be punting from his own 31-yard line. Good snap this time. He gets a nice punt away, end over end. Bounces on the 33 all the way down the 35 and 20. It rolls down and stops at the 17-yard line. So that was a good punt.
Yeah, that's exactly what Century needed to change up that field possession a little bit and start back on Walkersville end of the field. You know, Mike, I tell you, Century's got a pretty good defensive scheme up here. It's just if they can handle that frontage from Walkersville.
Yeah, it really is in the trenches where they're going to run into the problems because they're outweighed, and Walkersville's a much stronger team as Walkersville goes across around the end. Got a seam. He's on the outside. One man to beat. It's a foot race, and he cuts him off, breaks that tackle. The backside pursuit can't catch him, and now he plows in all the way down to the 25-yard line. My goodness gracious.
Well, you know, Mike, that was a great run, but you know what set that up? That perimeter blocking out there. They had two nice blocks on the edge there to set him free, and then he made a nice run, made some cut.
70-yard carry for that running back. Here we go. So the Lions have a 1st and 10 in Knights territory on the 25 of the Knights as they break the huddle line of scrimmage. Wing right, split wide. I formation, they run right. Gleason carrying the ball, caught, and there's our first hanky of the day. A yellow flag thrown from the back judge right at the line of scrimmage. I think we've got holding.
I'll tell you what, even with the penalty, Century played that very well up front. They played that very well.
Holding against the offensive line is the call, and that one's going to come back 10 yards from the spot of the infraction as the referees huddle up right at the original line of scrimmage and discuss it.
Yeah, they're going to move them back. They want to get them back as far as they can.
4:50 to go in this first quarter of the 2A West regional semifinals here at Walkersville High School. And they put the ball on the 35-yard line where it's going to be first and 20 as Gant hands off. They run around the end. He's got another seam on the outside. Nobody there. He bounces it outside. 15, 20, 25-yard carry and driven out of bounds on the far side of the field all the way down to the 6-yard line. Wow, what is going on there?
Yeah, I tell you what, they look like they had a little wing tee going on there. They gave a jet sweep out there on the perimeter. Once again, they blocked the edge player. Nice block by the slot and the wide out. Did a real nice job out there blocking. That's what set that play up. You know, Mike, Walkersville's like a machine right now. When they get something going, they just keep on eating it. Century's got to find a way to keep them out of the end zone right here.
Power I formation. Now we've got a timeout on the field called by Walkersville. I don't know what Coach Paulus saw out there, but whatever it was, he didn't like it. So he calls timeout and bring the ball back. So we'll step aside for another quick break here. You're listening to AM 1450, and this is your source for great high school playoff football. We'll be right back after this message from our sponsors.
We're all busy with plenty of commitments. That's why Anytime Fitness is the perfect way to stay in shape. From either home or work, Anytime Fitness at Thurmont is always close by, and they're open 24/7. They can tailor a personalized training program to fit your workout needs. Anytime Fitness can also fashion a membership and payment plan that will be flexible enough for your on-the-go lifestyle. You'll love the 24-hour co-ed fitness center with state-of-the-art equipment designed to sculpt and tone you into shape. And when you're away from the Thurmont area, your membership guarantees you access to any of the over 1,000 clubs worldwide. Visit us at 130 Frederick Road to start your program today. Now you can stay healthy anytime with Anytime Fitness.
All right, welcome back. Walkersville has the ball. They run it right up the middle, ISO left, and they get about 3 yards on the carry, take it all the way down to the 4-yard line now, where it'll be 2nd and goal from the 4.
Yeah, Mike, I expect them just to go into that power I formation and just drive it.
That's what they're doing, power I. Balanced line, straight ahead running. They just stick their nose in there and into the end zone. Touchdown, Walkersville Lions, as they overpower that front line and punch it in for another 6 on the board.
Yeah, they are just so strong up front. Like I said, they're like a machine up there between the tackles. They block really hard and well, and they're strong.
3:54 on the clock. Chad Gleason runs it in. Here comes the extra point attempt. The snap to set. The kick is up. That one hooked left and no good. So he hooks it left and misses the extra point. Well, score will stand at 13-0 here, and that'll give us an opportunity to take a break. We'll be right back.
Tired of the same old comic book shop? Stop by Frederick's original comic book shop, Brainstorm Comics and Gaming. Brainstorm Comics has been voted Frederick's best comic shop. Brainstorm Comics is the premier dealer of DC and Marvel, as well as the independent comics. They are also your board and card game headquarters. They host game nights with a different board or card game featured that night. Brainstorm Comics also has that down comic day with Brainstorm Comics opening at 10 a.m. They open every day from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Visit brainstormcomics.com for their calendar of upcoming events and news about all things comics. Find them on Facebook and Twitter, Hero Among the Fans.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here at Walkersville High School. Walkersville got to an impressive 13-0 lead.
Yeah, that was good kick coverage once again by Walkersville.
Century with the ball, a quick little out. Again, they do that little rocket out to the right. Good for about 5 yards.
Mike, they're going to have to get this thing a little vertical up here. They're going to have to hit that second window up there, a couple yards deep down their field. They're really starting to swarm on that perimeter and that first rifle screen. They've picked that up pretty well now.
The gain on that. I said 5 yards, but they stopped him right at the line of scrimmage. Motion across the formation. They hand off, and he's caught and tripped up, slammed in the backfield for a couple-yard loss. Did you see that left linebacker slice in on that?
I'll tell you what, that was a jet sweep, and and for people that don't understand, to pick off a jet sweep into the backfield like that, it takes a special play. He just exploded through there and tackled that running back into the backfield there, and for about a 7-yard, 6-yard loss.
Well, the sweep was moving away from him, and he caught it from behind, so that gives you an idea of the kind of speed it would take to accomplish that. That's going to bring up 3rd and 18 now with their backs right against the end zone. They go spread offense, pistol, straight drop. He's standing with his foot in the end zone. He pulls it down and scrambles to his left, throws it out, got a man, caught! He says out of bounds. Wow, that was awfully close.
Mike, that would have been a first down. That quarterback made a nice little play. He got a little bit of pressure, felt the pressure from up there in the funnel, drifted outside a little bit, found that receiver on about the 30-yard line, and just couldn't hang on to the ball.
He dropped the ball.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yep, he dropped the ball.
Because he was in bounds, I thought for sure. So going to punt with his Knights will punt with their backs up against the end zone. Long count, low snap. He gets it away. Good kick considering. It bounces at the 35, takes a night hop, and all the way down to the 45 where it's down by the Knights. So Walkersville will get it in great field position, 1st and 10 from the Knights 45.
It was a great punt. Problem is now they got the ball in their territory, and Walkersville's notorious to smelling that end zone once they get across that 50. So Century needs to get their backs up a little bit, make a stop here.
Absolutely. Walkersville comes to the line. This time showing single back formation with 2 wings. They pitch to the single back off left tackle. It gets about a 4-yard gain, and then he's slammed to the turf by that backside pursuit linebackers on the Knights. That was pretty good coverage considering the wide open lanes we saw.
Yeah, they had the perimeter set off off tackle, but that linebacker made a great play coming down over that hill. Made a nice stop there.
So they give him 3 yards on the forward progress. Call it 2nd and 7 now with the ball spotted on the 42-yard line here as the Knights continue to keep it on the ground. Only 1 pass play in this first half of action as Gant hands to the deep back, straight off tackle, pushing, shoving, turning, spinning. One of the Knights got a hold of a leg and wouldn't let go, so he didn't get a lot in there, maybe 2 on the carry.
Tell you what, Century did a nice job once again plugging that up. They're going to have it's going to be that all night. And considering that was a great play by Century. And it's 3rd down now, and they need a stop.
Call it 3rd and 5 with 1:15 to go in the first. And Walkersville leading 13-0. Double wing set, handoff to the wing. It's that Delaware formation, you're right. That looked like the double wing, and it doesn't go anywhere. They sniffed it out, and I think he might have lost a yard.
Yeah, they set the trips out on that side with no fullback, 2 wings, and they tried a little jet action there. But Century played that really well off the B in the C gap there, played it tough, and made a nice stop to get him to turn the ball back over to him on 4th down.
Well, the important thing is this is the first stop of the game, and it forces Walkersville to punt it. And there's the punt. It takes a hop into the end zone, and Century's loving that because that ball was trying to angle it. He was trying to pooch it out of bounds, but it went from about the 3-yard line and skip-hopped into the end zone. So it's a touchback. It'll bring it out to the 20-yard line where Century will get a little breathing room on this one, Bill.
Yeah, I tell you what, Century needs a little bit of momentum. They're a really good football team. They need to get something opened up here a little bit and get them to move. They get a series of moving the ball. And open it up. Things could turn around a little bit for them.
Well, it looks like they probably want to open up a bit and go deep because I think they've had their best success. That last pass play that was dropped looked pretty good. That was a good 20-yard pickup. So here they come out again. This time they're going spread. They send a wing into motion across, hand off the deep back. He fumbles. Ball's on the ground, loose ball. Walkersville says they got it. No official. There it is. Walkersville ball. So your worst case scenario on a 1st down carry for your running back as he coughs it up.
Mike, you just can't have those types of mistakes against a Walkersville team like that. It's unfortunate. I believe that at some point in time they're going to get on the roll here, but they really got to find a way to shut this offense down.
Well, it was simply just a bad exchange between the quarterback and the halfback as he shoved it into his chest and it bounced right at. He didn't wrap the ball.
Yeah, well, when you get the pressure that they're getting up front, and it throws the timing off a little bit.
Good point.
Walkersville's been at least 1.5 yards, 2 yards deep into their backfield, almost consistent right now.
Double wing set, wing in motion, handoff to the straight back in a misdirection. Off right tackle, got a little of a crease and goes all the way down to the 10-yard line for a nice 5-yard carry.
Yeah, that Walkersville offensive line is just moving people off the ball. They're setting those creases for that ISO look, and they're getting between 4 and 8 yards a pop on that right now.
That's right. That's the end of the first quarter of action here. We'll move to the other end of the field with the Walkersville Lions leading this game 13-0 here. We're on to the second quarter. We'll be right back after this commercial message break.
We're here at Clustered Spires Golf Club on a very special day that players will truly appreciate.
Did you see that, Fred? Unbelievable! And right onto the green.
Well, you know, Tom, Clustered Spires Golf Club is an 18-hole first-class championship golf course that has been awarded a 4-star rating from Golf Digest and voted Frederick's best golf course 17 times.
That's right, Fred. And the reason players do so well at Clustered Spires Golf Club is the state-of-the-art driving range and practice greens to sharpen their game in between rounds. And it's 5 minutes from downtown Frederick, just off the historic Gas House Pike.
But the real secret all golf pros know is that Clustered Spires Golf Club has the perfect way to start or end your outing. The superb pro shop in the clubhouse and the Brewers on the Green restaurant.
That's the Clustered Spires Golf Club, Frederick City's own public course situated along the beautiful Monocacy River. Book your tee time today at clusteredspiresgolf.com. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Got a score for you from across the way over there in Carroll County. The Middletown Knights leading the Liberty Lions 7-0 here. And we're moving into the second quarter here at Walkersville High School, where the Lions in the red zone with an impressive 13-0 lead, looking to pad that score on a fumble recovery that got them down there just a few minutes ago. Here we go. Power I set. Handoff to the deep back, straight ahead. Tough running down there, and Bill Century put everybody in the box on that one.
Well, they made a nice play inside the A and the B gap there. They put a little pressure up in there, and they made a great play there to stop that running back. They also got a lot of pressure on that offensive line for the first time tonight.
So they spot the ball on the 6-yard line where it's second and goal from the 6. Walkersville out to the line of scrimmage, breaks the huddle. They go I formation, wing left. Handoff to the deep back on the pitch. He runs off tackle, sticks his nose in there, and bulls his way all the way down to the 4-yard line. So we'll give him 2 yards on the carry, but that's tough running room down there.
Well, on that toss, they had a nice block out there on the perimeter, Mike, and Century made a nice play coming back in there to take that alley run away from them. So that was a great win there for Century.
3rd and 4 now. Third and goal from the 4. I formation. They flip the wing to the far side now. Straight ahead. Running. Rahina's center, and he gets all the way down to the 1-yard line. He's not in, but he's very close. We're going to call it 4th and goal from the 1. And let's see. They'll probably send the field goal unit on for this one, I believe. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't know.
With a 13-point lead, I mean, why not just kick the field goal?
Well, I kind of think that Walkersville is going to go for it.
That's what they're going to do. They're going to go for it. Wing right, I formation behind Gant. Gant hands off to the deep back, straight ahead, sticks his nose in there. Driving, no signal yet. No signal. No, he did not make it. What a great stop for the Century Knights. On the 1-inch line, they take over the ball on downs.
Scrappy defense right there. They've got their backs up, and they made a stop. Then to stop that running back's a chore, and they did everything right on that play.
All right, here we go. You know, this is going to be hard for them not to get a safety on this. You know that, Bill?
Yeah, they're going to have to really get some push up front, and that's going to be tough.
I mean, most of the team is standing in the end zone with the quarterback under the goalpost. I mean, the ball's on the 1-inch line, and they've just got to go. I'd call it quarterback sneak. I mean, what else can you do except to try to follow your center and go straight ahead? No, they pitch it. Oh, no, they didn't pitch it. No. What did they do? What they ran?
It was a dive play.
Dive play?
Yep. Trying to get a little bit of room out there, but you saw Walkersville step up in there and once again close that A gap and B gap down, and it's a tough chore to run between those tackles right now.
Yeah. Well, they mark it on the 1 yard line, so let's call it second and it's hard to tell. Let's just call it 2nd and 10. Oh, motion on Century. We've got movement on the right side of the defense and motion. Let's see who gets the flag. Yep, false start. Offense. So that's going to half the distance to the goal is going to put them back on the 1-inch line.
I sort of think that Century's going to have to throw that ball here that close. Last time they got it in there, they got a heck of a push up front. Let's just see what Century does here.
Yeah, they really got to pop that ball out of there, and they're not going to run it down there because they're just, the Lions are just stacking everybody around the line of scrimmage and coming at them. Here we go. Spread formation. It looks like they're going to roll left and pass. Looking for some room. Got a man. Throws it into the coverage, and it's incomplete. On the ground. Tried to thread the needle on that one. It was a nice play, but
I'll tell you, we'll give the quarterback credit. He was on the run. He attacked the line of scrimmage. He threw it back across his body. Just a little low on that, but it was a great play otherwise.
So they're going to move it over here to the near hash mark. Again, on the 1-inch line. It's going to bring up 3rd and long. Century breaks the huddle. Again, they're going spread formation. They really have no choice but to try to throw it to get out of this. 4 receivers spread wide. Straight drop, looking left. Throws it up on a fly pattern and way too far overthrows the receiver who was running open.
Yeah, that's been a pretty good play for them all year. He just a little bit overthrew that, but most times he throws that, he connects with that. He's a pretty accurate quarterback, and he's got good receivers.
Well, number 7, Bryce Harrell, ran the fly pattern down the sideline, and he just kind of threw it out there with the wing and a prayer as the punting unit is ready to try to punt deep out of their own end zone. He gets a nice spiraling kick away, which bounces on the 40, 45, 50, and rolls into Walkersville territory where it stopped at the 49-yard line. So, hey, I'll call that a 51-yard punt.
Absolutely. Give the punter credit. He was backed up against that white line at end zone. If he just stepped out on that line, it would have been some problems for him. But he handled that ball and made a nice kick.
Well, I think it's kind of funny how you always see the great kicks from situations like that where the adrenaline's really pumping,
Yeah, I can guarantee you his was.
Yep. Walkersville takes over on their own 49, 1st and 10 here. With 8:11 to go in the half and a 13-0 lead. They go double wing. Rolls to his right. Looks like he wanted to pass, but he pulls it down and scrambles. He's going to lose 3. Excellent coverage in the backfield by those blitzing linebackers.
Got to give credit to the secondary, too. They had those receivers covered up pretty tight.
So that was a coverage sack.
Well, I think he was looking to throw it right away, and then he decided. Now, he's a pretty good scrambling quarterback, too, so he'll take a seam when he's got it.
2nd and 11 now for the Lions as they shuttle players into the huddle and break the huddle to the line of scrimmage now. Gant looks over the defense. They're running around the right side. They got that sweep again, and he just gets great yardage. 6-yard gain by Gleason on the carry.
Yeah, their perimeter blocking is really looking good tonight. They hit that edge, and that's what's setting them up.
They push the ball into Knight's territory now. The ball's on the 44-yard line. Or they have let's call it a 3rd and 5.
You want to look for another perimeter, a little bit of little run game here, maybe a little bit of a pass out there on that perimeter setting up.
Coach Paulus calls timeout. I don't know what he saw out there, Coach, but he didn't like it, and he signaled for the timeout to bring his team over to the sidelines here. So, not sure what he saw. What do you think?
Well, I think the coverage that he saw, he wanted to get a check on that, reset, and set himself up for another possession.
begin and end with the hours listed on your door. Hi, this is Business Development Officer Clark Briggs, and at Frederick County Bank, we understand that too. That's why we make business banking easy and accessible, anytime, anywhere. From BuzzPoints Merchant Reward and Loyalty to online banking, remote deposit capture to business courier service, Frederick County Bank, Frederick's true community bank, is open for business, anytime, anywhere. Contact me at 301-620-1400 and online at fcbmd.com. Member FDIC.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Lions have the ball 3rd and 5 on the Knights 44 as Gant flips it or tosses it to the deep back off right tackle, and he pushes it ahead for about a 4-yard gain. It's going to be a yard short of the marker as he gets it all the way down to the 42-yard line. It's going to be less than a yard. He got 3. It's going to be 4th and 2.
Yeah, they run that little toss there, and their perimeter blocking once again is giving Century some problems. Here comes a power eye here.
Oh boy, power eye, 4th and 2. Walkersville's going for it. Straight ahead, they run. Oh, hit the backfield and dropped. Great penetration by those interior linemen to stop that thing at the line of scrimmage. Second time in this game, Century takes over on downs, Bill.
I tell you what, if Century needs to keep that level up, that defensive stand right there was a solid performance for them. They know that they can play. They need to continue that.
So Century takes over on downs on their own 42-yard line, 1st and 10, hoping to get something going to get back in this game. Down 13-0 here in this first half with 6:10 on the clock. They go spread offense, pistol, straight drop, looking left, got a man on a quick out, hits him, and immediately he's slammed to the ground. But it's a 4-yard gain.
I tell you, Mike, Century needs to stay with what got him here. And that second level passing threat they got's pretty good. But be prepared to get hit pretty good if you catch it in that bubble.
Yeah, you're going to pay.
You're going to pay because Walkersville's closing on those tackles really hard.
Ball's on the 46-yard line now, 2nd and 6 for the Knights as they come out and stay in that spread. Motion across the formation, handoff, they fakes, straight back, got a man in the middle. Caught, first down yardage all the way down to the 45-yard line, so they move the chains.
When Century stays with that type of play action and they run it a little bit and they throw it, they're a pretty good ball team when they do that. Like I said, stick with what got them here.
Well, he hit that big tight end in the middle there. He sat down in the soft zone, and he just went up on the stepladder and beat everybody to the toss. So,
well, that second window that they're getting right there, that they got to take advantage of that.
They stick with the spread. Now they go to I and send some motion across. Hand off to the deep back. They're taking a page out of the Walkersville book, but not much there, maybe a yard on the carry.
They want to they're trying to keep it a little bit honest there, Mike. They want to throw the ball, but they got to run it to pass. So
got a player down on the field now, a Century player down on the field with an injury timeout. All right, we'll step aside for this injury timeout. Once again, to get another commercial in for our important sponsors of this game. You're listening to AM 1450, your source for great high school football. I'll be right back.
If you're like me, one of the last things on my list is taking the time to get a haircut so I can look my best. Gary the Barber makes it easy. By appointment only, call 301-305-7895.
Word Academy is a Christ-centered school serving grades K through 12. Located 7-794-5561. Living Word Academy, building your child's education on the solid foundation of Christ.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We got the injury, number 41, Scott Murray. He's okay. He's up. They gave him a hand. Got a score update for you, 21-0. Is it back? Yeah. All right, finishing up on that score for you, 21-0, Tuscarora over Oakdale, and that is a very surprising score.
Boy, I didn't expect that. I know Tuscarora's a tough team, but Oakdale's been proving themselves all year long at being a force in that class 3A.
All right, call it 3rd and 13 for the Knights now with the ball on the 47-yard line. Straight drop, wants to pass, left-handed quarterback looking deep, got pressure, he's going to get sacked. Sacked all the way back in Knights territory at the 46, where Walkersville will take over 1st and 10 on their own 12. So Century started to get a little something, just like the whole first half, is they get a little something and then they fall down. They get a little something and then they fall back.
Well, playing against Walkersville here, they're not going to – you got to be on your game, your best A game here. And Century has an A game, and they're showing they just need keep with what got them here, and they're going to be doing all right.
All right, a little motion as they hand off the deep back, roll left, wants to pass. Got a man on a sprint down the sideline. Oh, my, almost. Did he catch that?
He caught that.
Unbelievable. What a catch.
That was Jacob Wetzel.
Jacob Wetzel on a 50-yard on. That's a 47-yard strike all the way down to the 49-yard line.
Well, Mike, when you run the football, and then all of a sudden you go up top, you can get some pretty big plays off of that.
And they did on the 49-yard line in Knights territory now. As they come out I formation, straight ahead, power ISO, met at the line of scrimmage and driven back. He's not going to get anything on that one.
That was a great play defensively. They had 3 or 4 guys rallying to the football right up there into the heart of that defensive line there.
Here we go. They shuttle the play into the huddle and break huddle. Quick dive on the up back, straight ahead. Not much. Again, the door shuts. Really tough at that line of scrimmage.
That was a great play by Rothstein. He came across that line of scrimmage and just hugs things up. He made a great defensive play.
They run around the left side, out of bounds, right into the Walkersville bench. Not much there, maybe a yard on the carry. And that's going to bring the punting unit out?
That was
3rd or 4th?
That was 3rd down. This will be 4th coming up.
So, the punting unit does come out on the field now. With 4th and 8 for Walkersville, they're going to have to punch this one away with a 13-point lead. All right, welcome back to Walkersville High School. We apologize for that little outage there. We lost our connection here at the press box, and so we've restored it now. We're back on with you, and a lot has happened since we left you last. Actually, 2 Walkersville scores have happened. It's a 28-0 ball game, and Bill, what happened out there?
Well, Walkersville scored on their last play, a nice-looking counter play, untouched into the end zone. They had an interception to take it back from Century that had moved the ball up to past midfield on a penalty, and they tried to throw a screen, and they got it picked off and turned around, and 2 plays later, touchdown.
Touchdown, yeah. So we've jumped all the way out all of a sudden with how much time is left here in the half? We have 44 seconds to go in the half and a 28-0 lead. Speaking of leads, we got some scores that came in that were a bit stunning. What do you got there?
I got Damascus has a 21-0 lead over
Linganore.
Linganore, yes.
Yeah.
Tuscarora 21-0 over Oakdale, and Middletown 27-0 over Liberty.
27-0 over Liberty. Wow, that is pretty unexpected. We didn't realize it'd be that big a deal. So we have another turnover?
Yeah, on the kickoff.
A turnover on the kickoff by the Knights to Walkersville. And with 37 seconds on the clock, it's going from bad to worse for the Knights here.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Mike. When you get that downhill slope, there, it's pretty hard to get out. I know Century, though. They've got great coaching staff. They got great players. They just need to get their backs up a little bit and start making some things work. But they got a tough road to hoe here right now.
Yes, they do. Well, Walkersville has the ball. First and 10 to the handoff to the up back. He follows straight through. Butts it through in the secondary. All the way down to the touchdown. Oh, my goodness. It's running clock time here.
Well, Mike, that's the same play they scored on before. It's a little counter play. A nice kick out by the line. Sent it right up through the middle untouched.
Straight through. He scampers into the end zone to score.
Yeah, that was that's a signature play for Walkersville.
Yes, it is.
Except they missed that extra
So they
point
mixed
there.
the extra point attempt, so we won't get the running clock. It's 34-0 here with just a few seconds to go, and I'm sure that Century is going to be glad to get into that locker room so they can regroup, because this has just been all of a sudden Walkersville has jumped out to 3 scores in the second quarter.
Yeah, Coach Holzman at halftime is going to take these guys in here and give them that little halftime talk that's hopefully can get them jump started for the second half. But they need something to spark them up because they really are a good football team.
Yes, they are, and they've shown flashes here in this first half of being able to move the ball, but just having to put anything together consistently, which I guess is a testament to the defense of the Walkersville Lions, as they short kick it out and taking it to 25, 30, 40, 45 around the sideline and driven out of bounds into his own bench to the 45-yard line. A great run and great return, but a little too much too late because there's only 23 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, and I think that was number 20 Perone that carried that up through there, I think. And he's a great little athlete. Coach Holtzman's got to be real happy to have him on that squad.
I'm sure of that. So Century's going to have a little chance to run a couple of plays. What would you do? Would you just take a couple of shots deep and try to get a gimme on the board?
I think at this point, being down so far, you got to take every advantage of the time and seconds you got on that clock. I think you're going to see the quarterback throw it down the field a little bit.
You don't throw Hail Mary.
Here we go.
Hail Mary.
He goes scramble, and he runs it all the way out for a 6-yard gain on the quarterback scramble.
Yeah, he saw the defense.
Was that a draw?
It was a quarterback draw. He set it up. He saw and sent the guys down deep on streams and had a post corner route. Had a couple seam routes there, and he saw an opening, and he took it.
So it's going to be a long 4, maybe 5, as the ball is now into Walkersville territory, spotted on the 47-yard line, where it's second, and we'll call it 4 for the Knights. With only a little bit of time on the scoreboard left, 15 seconds to be exact. Time to run one more play before we head to the dressing rooms, and a chance for everybody to get some hot chocolate. A beautiful night here, great crowd here. Everybody on the Walkersville side turned out for this one. Kind of sparse there on the Century side, don't you think?
Yeah, they usually travel pretty well. Kind of didn't see too many
straight drop, got some pressure, scrambles to his left, looking, and runs out of bounds as he's plowed right into his own bench. Looks like he may have lost a couple, maybe 3 on that one.
Yeah, that was a good old coverage sack there. Walkersville had everybody covered up. He had no other choice but to try to make something out of nothing.
Well, he ate 8 seconds off the clock. We've got 7 to go. The ball now on the 49-yard line. 3rd and 6 for Century. This will be the last play of the first half, and I suspect as they bring 3 receivers out to the wide side of the field, 1 to the far, pistol formation, straight drop, looking left, got some pressure, steps up into it, feels the rush, and he throws it all the way downfield, and it's picked. Right into the coverage, he tries to thread it, and it's a pick to send this one to the dressing room as time expires in this first half. And the Walkersville Lions with a 34-0 lead here over the Century Knights.
Yeah, I'll tell you, he was looking for Kevin Pearson down there. He's been a pretty good, productive receiver for them all year, and He just got a little bit too much pressure, had to throw on a run, couldn't set himself, and he threw a pass that was picked off. And let's just hope that Century goes in here at halftime and regroups a little bit and comes back out and play like they have all season. And get back into this thing a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, looking forward for a better second half here. You're listening to AM 1450. We'll step aside for our halftime music mix. We'll be back in about, 8 to 10 minutes as our band, the Walkersville Band, prepares to come out on the field for a little crowd entertainment. Thanks for listening. We'll be back in just a little bit. Go get yourself a nice, cold, refreshing beverage and relax for another half of football. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Walkersville High School halftime is over, and we're ready to get going here with the second half. The score, in case you're just joining us, the Walkersville Lions leading 34-0, and primarily Bill on the running of Jacob Wetzel with 192 yards on 8 carries. My goodness.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to corral him, but, the thing of it is he's been doing that all year. And he's a solid runner, hard runner. And I'll tell you, at times, Century has bottled him up pretty good. But by formation, they're kind of setting him up a little bit with the spread and running back inside. You got a little counter play. That's been giving them some problems. Let's see how they can make the adjustments at halftime and come out and defend that.
Yeah, I'm doing the math on that. That's like what is that, 23 yards a carry?
Yeah, I think yeah.
And he's got a 9.3 average on the season. So, wow, that really pads his stats for that. My goodness.
I think those last 2 carries down there were over 25s, going in there untouched. Hard runner.
Yeah.
Credit that offensive line, though. That offensive line is just opening up things that are just fantastic. Them horses up front are doing their job.
Yes, they are. They are. And, and Chad Gleason is having a great game, too. Chad is third in the county in rushing he was close to 1,000 yards. I imagine he'd be over right now. I don't think he's over 1,000 yards, probably.
Yeah. Well, Walkersville has so many weapons. And that's why I say they're a program team. They just keep churning them out year to year. They got more. They got somebody to leave. Somebody comes in and takes their place. Coach Poles has a real good, solid program going here, and
yes,
he needs to be congratulated on that. That's a lot of hard work that him and his staff has put into this.
It is. Oakdale's taken a chunk out of Tuscarora's lead to cut it to 21-14 with a quarterback sneak from 1 yard out by Corey Schlee as they're at halftime. That's interesting. So they've trimmed that thing back. Oakdale is within a score now.
Well, you couldn't hold Oakdale down. They're going to find their niche, and they're going to start playing some football.
Here's a stunner. 36-yard touchdown by Ganley, giving Middletown a 34-0 lead over Liberty.
That surprises me a little bit. I know Middletown's tough, and they got a great program up there too, but so does Liberty. We Everett Key played them, like I said, the last part of the season there, and they're solid and they're strong. They have a lot of good athletes up there, and I don't know if Middletown's 34 points better than Liberty. And like I said before, Mike, Liberty was they're just hitting their groove a little bit here. So
yeah.
Be interesting to see if they pull some stuff back out on the second half area.
Yes. Well, both teams are out on the field. We're ready for our second half kickoff, where Century will kick off to Walkersville with the ball spotted on the 40. The Knights at the west end of the field will kick left to right on your radio dial. I want to remind you this game will be archived and available in its entirety in YouTube and on our website, WTHU.org, in our Audio Vault folder. Click on the High School Football tab, and you can listen to it, download it, watch it at your leisure, send it to your friends. Have fun with it. No charge. It's free. It's yours. And as a matter of fact, all 10 other games from this season are up and available. Here we go. Here's the kickoff to start the second half. As Century gets a good foot into the ball and Drops in at the 10-yard line out to the 15, 20, cuts it back at the middle 30, still on his feet, moving traffic, jump cut, and he runs out of bounds into his own bench.
That's a solid return there, Mike. Let's see what they got. See, I don't think Walkersville had to make too many halftime adjustments here. But let's just see what Century did. Try to stop them.
Ball spotted on the 33-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Lions as they break the huddle for their first offensive series of the second half with a big lead in this game. Of course, the number 1 point team in the 2A in Maryland. And they go straight away to Gleason up the middle, and he puts 9 yards down, makes it look easy.
Yeah, that was a nice
Ty Littleton, my bad.
That was a nice block up there in the A and the B gap there. They had a nice combo block up there to set him free a little bit.
The problem with these Lions is they got so many good backs, you never know which one's got the ball. And these home uniforms they're wearing, the numbers are kind of invisible, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. I mean, that's the first time I've seen that. They blend right in with their jersey.
Yeah, kind of hard to see what number's taking the ball. Wing motion across, handoff to the deep back off right tackle, straight ahead running, not much, maybe a yard.
That was a great defensive play by Ross Stein again. He is just playing tough inside there. Give him some credit.
They're in on the 47-yard line now, where we'll call it 2nd and 7 for the Lions as they break the huddle line of scrimmage. One receiver split wide. Handoff to the deep back straight ahead. Bounces it out. Got some first down yardage trying to tackle the ball and rip it out. But he hangs on and runs for an extra 3 all the way down into Century territory to their own 43-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Lions.
Yeah, that was a nice run, but you got to credit to the big guys up front. They're getting a lot of movement up there.
Yeah, there was a great lane there for him to walk through. As they break huddle, Gant, junior quarterback, looks over that defense, leans down under center. Handoff to the deep back again, ISO straight ahead. This time maybe a yard, 2 on the forward progress as they spot the ball on the 41-yard line.
Yeah, that number 59, he's been in on, Rostein's been in on a lot of tackles tonight. He's pretty much shoring that up in that inside right now.
So we'll call it 2nd and 7 for the Lions. As they trot up to the line of scrimmage, they flip the receiver to the other side. Gant's ready. Motion across the formation. Handoff to the up back. He's met right at the line of scrimmage, and he digs his feet in and drives forward for about a yard. But not much there.
Yeah, there again, there's number 59 in there on another tackle with another couple of his teammates there. He's doing a fantastic job inside that box.
That's number 64, Christian. There's number 59, Sam Rothstein, the senior defensive tackle. As the Lions are ready, 3rd and 6. Handoff to Gleason. He's got a seam on the outside. Bounces it out. First down yardage, and he's dragged out of bounds at the 24-yard line as they move the chains again. Boy, I'll tell you what. Is that Littleton or Gleason? I can't tell. It's Littleton. Littleton on the carry takes it all the way down to the 25-yard line. And you know what? That guy is big, and once he gets into that second level, he's hard to bring down.
Yeah, he takes on those secondary backs that are a little bit smaller, and he just, overpowers.
Up back to hit him. He's got a crease. He pushes it straight ahead. Dive play down to the 19-yard line. And they tack on 4 on that first play from the line of scrimmage. They give him a good spot on that. They're going to call that 6. He gets a 2-yard push on that to make it 2nd and 4 now, as the Lions start to threaten in the red zone to put another score on the board.
Yeah, number 42, Schneider, made a nice stop there. He might have scooted into the end zone again.
2 receivers split wide, I formation, straight ahead they go. This time caught in the backfield. He manages to escape one tackle, but he runs into a bunch of white jerseys and he stopped for a 1-yard gain. We'll call it 3rd and 3 now for the Lions as they spot the ball on the 18-yard line.
Yeah, those offensive linemen are still owning that line of scrimmage. That's the tough thing for Century right now.
Lions send 2 receivers out to the wide side of the field. Gant hands off to the deep back. Oh, nice shoestring tackle. It may have robbed him from that first down as they spotted on the 15. I don't think it's enough. I think he's going to be short by the length of the football. It's going to be 4th and short.
Mike, there's that Sam Rothstein again, number 59. Another tackle. It's, put it to 4th down to give Century some hope.
And Littletown was running that same play, that left off tackle play that's been so successful to get to the second level, but this time he didn't because of that arm that came out and just kind of shoestring tackled him. And here they come, all bunched in tight. They run behind the wing off right tackle, and they punch it in for a first down. Down to the 10-yard line, where that'll bring up 1st and goal from the 10. And the Lions once again move the chains.
Yeah, it's hard to stop at that I formation behind those big linemen. It's a really tough chore.
They shuttle a play into the huddle, right to the line of scrimmage now. Looks like they're going power I. How come I didn't think that was going to happen? They hit the left back in the power I, and he just drills straight ahead all the way down the 5-yard line. 5-yard carry on some great solid running up the middle.
Yeah, you put all those backs up into that hole, and they really wreak some havoc up there on that second level, up into them backers.
2nd and goal from the 5-yard line as they shuttle 2 players into the huddle, and they break to the line of scrimmage. Littleton, the fullback in that power I. In other words, a right and left halfback in front of him, 3 backers. As they handle Littleton, he runs for the pylon, and he scores.
Tell you, Mike, that's just a tough play to stop out there. They took that thing off tackle. They didn't run it up in there. It came up in a C gap there, right up between the tackle and the defensive end there. And that's just a tough play to stop. They just put everybody up in there. It was a great run, too.
Yeah, he just kind of was a sprint to the pylon, and he saw everybody was trapped inside, and here comes the extra point attempt. With 40 on the board, they're trying to make it 41 right here. The snap, the set, the kick is up, and it's right up the middle for 41. So we've got a running clock now with 41-0 here at Walkersville High School. We'll step aside for a commercial break. You're listening to AM 1450, and this is your source for great high school sports. We'll be right back.
Points to get into heaven?
1,000.
Should be, no problem. I was a good husband. How many points do you think I'll get for that?
Oh, 2.
2? Well, how much for being a doctor now? I saved lives.
3 points.
That's it? So to get into heaven, I need
1,000 points.
And I have
7.
How does anyone get into heaven?
They don't take the test.
What? Now, why not?
They've asked Jesus to take the test for them. They get in on his score, not theirs.
All right, here we go. The ball spotted on the 40-yard line where the Walkersville Lions, who have tacked 41 unanswered points on the board, will kick off to Century. Line drive kick, taken at the 20. He fumbles it, picks it back up again, tries to break it upside. The ball's on the ground. He's fumbled it again. And it looks like Walkersville may have gotten it, Bill.
Yeah, it was a pretty good scramble in there. We'll have to wait and see what the referee pulls off the pile.
Waiting for them to unstack the pile.
They're giving it to Century.
Century gets it back. Well, that was fortunate because that ball just popped out of there in the middle of it. And he was just fighting for extra yardage.
Yeah,
that happens. That ball will come out when somebody punches at it.
Yeah, we had a couple Century players dive in there. Fortunately, they picked it up and got a hold of it.
So Century dodges a bullet on that one with the ball spotted. Let's see where they put it. Looks like it's going to be on the 26-yard line, 1st and 10 in their own territory. Let's hope that they can get something on track here because they have just been stymied throughout this ball game. Pistol formation, looking left, got a man on a quick out. It's picked. He's got a pick six. He's going to go into the end zone. Oh, my goodness gracious. He read that all the way, Bill. He knew exactly where the quarterback was going.
Yeah, as soon as the quarterback put his eyes on that little out route, he set back and he sprinted up, picked it off into the end zone. Normally Century, that was a big play for them. But against Walkersville, they're just a little bit different. They're a different little scheme there. They need to go back and hit a little bit deeper route, hit some underneath stuff, and because their quarterback's good enough to do it. But right now, they're just getting a lot of pressure at that line of scrimmage.
So something like 15 seconds later, the extra point crew is back out there to put another one on the board. And let's see, snap, set, kick is up. Right up the middle, he drills it, and it's good. And wow, just that fast, it's 48-0.
Well, I tell you, this Walkersville team's working on all 8 cylinders right now.
Yes, they are. Very, very impressive performance by these Lions here, and it is one quiet-looking crowd there on the opposite side.
Yeah, Mike, it's a tough road for Century here.
Sure.
They played tough all year. Like I said before, they're a great little football team. They got a great coaching staff. Right now, they need to find some positives in this and try to make some good things happen out here on the field.
Well, I mean, Max Preps ranks these teams, and they do a really good job on the state rankings. They rank it based on strength of schedule and all kinds of different factors. And, this Century team's ranked 64th in the state of Maryland. I was looking at the rankings. Walkersville ranked 8th in the state of Maryland. And guess what? All 7 teams in front of them are private Catholic high schools who, like Good Counsel and DeMatha and Mount St. Joe's, and those guys recruit. And you know it, and I know it.
Yeah, well, Walkersville, this has been a effort in the making right here. This team has been through the last year's, state championship run, and I'll tell you, they have really got their things going right now.
But the interesting thing about that, Bill, is that 5 years ago it was Middletown. Middletown was the team that was doing what Walkersville is doing now, and Walkersville always would run into Middletown and the playoffs or the semifinals, and that would end their playoff run. And Middletown went on to win 2 back-to-back state championships. Well, Walkersville is the team this year, and it looks like, guess who's going to be in town next week?
Who's that?
Middletown.
There you go.
Walkersville, Middletown, because right now, as we mentioned, Middletown has a substantial lead over Liberty, and that will bring them back here to Walkersville. And they just played each other last week, and Walkersville did a number on Middletown. So Walkersville really doesn't have much competition at this point of the game.
Well, I think when it gets to this point in the season, I think when you get back into them, the regional championships and the 4A championship or the 2A West championship, a lot of things can happen because they're all good teams.
Yeah.
And but going back to what you said about years past there with being Middletown and now changing over to Walkersville, the old MVAL was like that for years.
Right.
We had our run at it for a good many years, and we had some success. And you look at Middletown's always been a tough team. Walkersville's always been tough, and you got to credit to the staff and to the players who work hard in the off season, and that's what makes the difference.
Well, believe it or not, the third quarter is over, and we're in the fourth quarter, and that's attributed to that running clock I mentioned. But I want to take a moment to thank our sponsors for making this game possible. Anytime Fitness, China Walk right here in Walkersville, Clustered Spires Golf Course, Computer Enhancement Systems, Cousins Ace Hardware in Thurmont, David Salon, Gettysburg Auto Auction, Nanny's Diner, and Walkersville Bowling Center. Thanks for sponsoring tonight's 2A West Regional Semifinal. And the Walkersville Lions are making a statement here tonight as Century comes out in the spread offense, wanting to pass. Straight drop, looking down, got some pressure, throws the same pass that was picked. And he tries to one-arm it, but he can't. Gets away from it, incomplete.
Mike, I think we got a roughing the passer here in the backfield on Walkersville.
I don't see the hanky. Where is it?
Yeah, they threw it back there. I believe it is going to be. Yep.
So Walkersville gets a personal foul. Roughing the passer is the call. That'll be a 15-yard or an automatic first down. They march it all the way up to the 47-yard line now, where Century, I think that might have been Century's best gain of the day.
Well, they've had 2 personal fouls that moved them up close to and over the 50-yard line. But I want to reiterate, Mike, this Century football team is a good team. They just run into a workhorse tonight.
Yeah. Down under center, this time I formation. He pitches to the deep back on the end around, and he runs off right tackle. That was a nice little sweep. They brought what did they do? Bring the slot around?
Yeah, they ran a little toss to him. That's Pearson. Pearson's been a hard runner all year for him. He's one of their motivated backs. He can catch the ball. They run him out at wide out. They bring him around. He's just an all around terrific player.
He gets 4 yards on the carry to bring up 2nd and 6. They're into Lions territory at the 49-yard line now. As they come out of the huddle, they go into, well, they're having a little discussion in the backfield, the quarterback and the deep back, and they call timeout. So there was obviously some confusion on what the call was.
Yeah, I tell you at this point, Walker's just playing straight up D, and they're not making any adjustments to any formations at this point. They're just playing straight up.
Introducing Danae Hurst.
So the clock stopped at 10:10 in the fourth. Walkersville leading 48-0 here at Walkersville High School on a beautiful November evening, Friday night lights. Downright mild for November. Usually we're seeing our breath this time of year. And it looks like the fire engine's leaving.
I think they've exhausted all their lights tonight.
They've run out the lights tonight. Here we go. Motion, handoff to the lone back, straight ahead. He's met in the backfield and stopped and dropped. Probably about a half a yard loss on that as he goes back to the midfield stripe. They're going to move the marker back just about, well, not much, maybe a half a foot backwards, but we'll call it 3rd and 6 now as Century brings it out.
Yeah, Mike, they run right into the teeth of that defense when they run up inside that box.
Spread formation now, pistol backfield. Straight drop, rolling to his left now, wants to pass, looking, got a man. Oh, and he had a man open, but he threw it behind him. Not sure if he was trying to hit the slant or was he trying to hit the hookup?
He was trying to hit the kid on the slant, but you got to credit number 65. He put a lot of pressure on him, and he was feeling the pressure.
So the ball falls incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th and 6. As Century looks like they're going to go for it.
And we'll stop. Best wishes and much success.
Again, the spread offense. Up to the line of scrimmage now. Straight drop. Rolls to his right, scrambles, throws it on the run, and it's knocked away and out of bounds. So Walkersville will take over on downs at their own 49-yard line, just shy of midfield.
Yeah, that was a tough defensive stand there. I mean, it's tough right now. They've got their defensive backs there covering everything up, putting pressure. He's getting pressure up in the middle. It's a tough road for him right now.
Well, what's really hard is when you've got a left-handed quarterback scrambling to his right. He's got to turn his whole body around and square his shoulders to throw upfield, and that makes it pretty tough.
Yeah.
Walkersville up to the line of scrimmage now, 1st and 10.
Now in at quarterback for the Lions, number 7.
Clock continues to roll. We're down here now to 8 minutes to go in this game as they hand off to the deep back, and he stutters, steps, bounces, jukes, and rolls ahead for about 3 on the carry. Ty Littleton.
Yeah, it looks like Walkersville's changed up some of their offensive personnel here.
And it looks like a guy, running back, got a little nicked on that one. He comes off limping a bit, Littleton, but he turns and heads back to the huddle, and they say, no, come on out, son.
Well, that young man's had a great game.
So they shuttle a fresh back in and break the huddle up to the line of scrimmage now. 2nd and 7. The ball spotted on the 48-yard line. Quick snap, the handoff to the deep back, straight ahead, sticks his nose into it. Not much there. They shut him down on that one.
Yeah, they filled that up pretty good. They read down. The linebackers came downhill on that. They read their keys very well and filled it up.
Got about a yard. Let's call it 3rd and 6 now for the Lions as they continue to just grind away at it. Satisfied to get that yard or 2 up the middle because they know that they can bounce it out to either side and keep. All they have to do is keep platooning backs at you, and eventually you're on your heels.
Well, that's what they do good. They've got plenty of them, and they're all good.
Gant, long snap, handoff to the deep back off right tackle. He shakes a little leg as someone catches him in the backfield, and he drills ahead for about 3. Not enough for the first down. He's going to be short by about 2 yards, so we're going to call it 4th and 2. The ball spotted on the 42-yard line.
That was a good defensive play by the inside front guys up there.
Well, somebody got a leg in the backfield, and he managed to shake it free, but that slowed the timing down, and his blockers got out in front of him, so not much there. But now they're going to come at him probably with that power eye, if I had to guess. Nope, they go straight eye formation. Handoff to the deep back, and he's got the first down. Pushing, driving, and all the way down to the 35-yard line with a fresh set of downs.
I know, Mike. Walkersville's not trying to score here. They're just trying to eat up the clock. Get those first downs, keep the clock rolling.
Down to 5:30 here to go in the game.
Tackle for the Knights made by 76, Tommy Robinson.
Quickly out to the line of scrimmage now.
Walkersville.
Gant taking his time. Leans down under center. Handoff to the up back. Caught and spun around. 59 again.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Rothstein has had a heck of a game. He's put a nice personal effort out here tonight.
On the carry for Walkersville.
He certainly has. A yard on the carry, 2nd and 9. Ball spotted on the 34-yard line now. As the Lions flip the formation to the wide side. Gant under center. Handoff to the deep back. Straight ahead. Butts in the secondary. Still on his feet. All the way down to the 26-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and short.
Boy, Mike, Walkersville's still rotating them fresh backs in there, aren't they?
It's tough. You got Tyler Gleason, Chad Gleason, Ty Littleton.
And they just have a full reserve.
And they keep coming at you. 3rd and 1 now. Gant. Hands off to the up back. Met at the line of scrimmage. He did not get the first down. They stopped him right at the 35, so no gain on the play.
That was a great defensive stand on that. They came off, plugged that middle up. But that's something that Century's done a couple times tonight, and they've done it pretty well.
They give him about a half a yard, so we'll call it 4th and the length of the football. He's got to get to the 25-yard line. The nose of the football is just outside the 25 to get the first down. But, that's been something they've been capable of doing all through this game. And they hand off. A little bit of confusion on the handoff, but on second effort, what happened there? They lost me on that one.
Looked like the ball might have came out.
It's a first down. They did it the hard way that time. It looked like the timing was disrupted. There was penetration into the backfield on that. Oh, and it's a fumble, a turnover to Century is the signal on the field as they unstack them.
Yeah, Mike, you could just see the ball scooting across the ground over there. But I actually thought Walkersville might have fell on it.
I did too, but it was kind of hard to see. The ball was at the line of scrimmage, and the next thing you know, it's in the secondary, and we're like, well, how did it get there? Well, obviously it squirted through. So Century gets the ball back on their own 16, 1st and 10. As they go spread with a running clock, and we're coming up to the 2-minute mark. Straight drop, wants to pass, throws it deep, got a man on a fly, and he jumps up over the defender and makes the catch all the way down to the 40, 45, 30, 35, 20. One man to beat, and he's going to score. A 85-yard pass play, and a great play by that wide receiver as he went up over top. He was beaten by the defender.
Well, Mike, that's what Century did so well over the course of the year. That's one of the big plays that they've had. That was a great catch, great throw, and great outcome.
On the catch for Century,
So Century finally gets the goose egg off the board and puts 6 on an 85 pass play from the first down line of scrimmage, and the point after unit comes out for the PAT. There's the snap, the set, the kick is up. And the kick is good. And so, congratulations to the Century Knights as they avoid the shutout in this game. And I'm sure that felt good for that team.
Absolutely. Playing in a game like this, that's something good coming down to the end there to be able to put some points on the board.
This goes out to all of our veterans.
So that takes us all the way down to the 1-minute mark now. Under 1 minute as the clock continues to run. We're still in a running clock with a 48-7 lead as all the players begin to celebrate and congratulate each other here on the Walkersville side. I think they're just going to let that one run.
Yeah, I believe that's what's going to end up happening, Mike.
So a good statement here to end this game. Great sportsmanship on both sides as they both line up at midfield to congratulate each other. We'll step aside for our last break of the game as we come back for our post-game wrap-up after this important commercial message. We'll be right back.
Mountain Gate Restaurant is not just a place to eat, it is an experience. Down-home country cooking in a friendly, relaxed atmosphere. Just off Route 15 in Thurmont, look for the big sign that says Mountain Gate Family Restaurant.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We just got a score came in. That Tuscarora-Oakdale game is tied up after Tuscarora had been leading throughout the game. Now tied, and that sounds like it was a good game to be at.
Absolutely. There's a couple of good teams playing there. It's anybody's guess who might take that one at the end.
Yeah. All right, well, Bill, what's your post-mortem for this thing?
Well, here's the thing. Walkersville is a machine. They've been good all year. They've been solid all year long, and they're definitely well oiled, ready to go, and you can't take anything away from Century. Century's played tough all year. They're a great football team. They just met up with a workhorse tonight.
Yeah.
And they came up on the short end of the stick.
Sure. So we've got Coach Rick Little here. Rick, what's your analysis of tonight's game? What do you think?
Well, it's your typical Walkersville's got to run the football and got to run the football and got to run the football. And Century did a really nice job of clogging up the ISO plays, which are one of Walkersville's favorites. And then that set up the wingback play that Jacob Wetzel broke for 3 long touchdown runs, which really broke it open in that last 2 minutes of the first half. We had the 2 turnovers, the interception, and the fumble recovery on the ensuing kickoff that turned into 21 quick points within about a minute and a half, and that just kind of ended the game.
So it looks like we're back here next week. Maybe Middletown coming back to town?
Clearly, it's the Middletown-Walkersville rematch, and it's what we've been looking forward to all season here.
How many years have we said that? I mean, for all those years that Walkersville got stopped by Middletown, now it's payback.
Yep. Middletown had their run 5 years ago where they won 3 state titles. They were clearly the best team in the state in 2A, and we think Walkersville was maybe the second best team in 2A. And now this year, it looks like we got Walkersville as the top team and Middletown coming to gun for that top spot.
Well, great. We hope we get you back in the booth here. We had some technical difficulties with our headsets this game, so hope to see you next week back here in the booth. All right. All right, we got our final stats here from our statistician, Will Burns, who is always doing a bang-up job for us here in the press box. He's got some scores. Damascus 21-0 over Linganore in the 4th. Middletown they're in the 4th. Middletown 48-0 over Liberty. Sounds like a familiar score, doesn't it, Bill?
Yeah, absolutely.
And Tuscarora and Oakdale tied at 21 apiece. And so it looks like, if everything holds, it looks like, well, I'm sure Middletown's coming here next week. Looks like Damascus will be facing either Tuscarora or Oakdale next week at Damascus. And wouldn't it be neat to see Damascus play Walkersville, huh?
Oh, wouldn't that be
That would be a great game, wouldn't it? Because
yeah.
those teams look like, actually in the state standings, they're ranked 8th and 9th.
Right.
So they're right next to each other in the standings. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's a wrap here from Walkersville High School. Bill, this has been an honor to have you here in the press box with us, on the radio with us. Did you enjoy yourself?
I did, and I greatly appreciate the opportunity. Anytime to get out and watch a great football game, the atmosphere that it produces out here, and be a part of a Friday night game is a great deal.
Well, of course, Bill and I, you and I coached the youth football this year, the Fairfield Knights, where your son Caleb plays and my grandson Stephen Higgs plays, and we had a great season together. It was our first time coaching together, and I just want to say it was really an honor to serve with you, and you did a great job as defensive coordinator.
Hey, thank you, and likewise. I tell you, it's always fun to get back to the roots of football, and that's what youth football is. And those kids gave everything, to us as coaches, and it kind of puts things into perspective.
Yeah, makes you want to put the pads on, doesn't it?
I'm a little bit old for that, but, it's always good to be a part of football.
It is. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. The Walkersville Lions have defeated the Century Knights in the first round of the 2A West regional semifinals, 48-7 here. As I mentioned earlier, WTHU.org. The game will be archived in its entirety and available online. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I want to thank the entire AM 1450 team for making this broadcast possible, and we will see you next week. Check out our sports inbox on the homepage of our website, and we'll tell you what game we have been awarded by the MPSSAA, and we'll be covering for you next week. But regardless, we're sure that we're going to bring you some great high school playoff football. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next Friday night.